What is going on, everybody? This your boy Sean, aka Puff Comics 83, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Movies. This one is a special request from my partner, Varangian Vigilante, because this is his birthday weekend.
Well, what did I say? I'm having the birthday, but you got the gift of violent shit-free Infantry of Doom.
Yo, when you requested this movie, I was like, hey, I'm all for some splatter house goodness. And then I watched this film and I was like, this movie is high off of cocaine with what they were coming up with. It is truly, you see my tagline, this is some violent shit right here.
Do you know how long it took to make this movie?
How long it took? Because I know there's a huge gap between those three sequels. The two movies.
Yeah, this movie took 6 years.
Wow. From the second movie to this one. From
the second movie to this one. I mean, of course, the Andreas Schnaas, the director, basically he owns back then he owned a video store. So he was like, everybody was funding this with their own money. It was really tough to find, like, especially like a location where you can build up such a camp, and also like to make everything legal, so it's like nobody's thinking you are making like guerrilla army like in the north of Germany. Andreas Schnaas is I wouldn't say a fantastic director.
I was looking at you, B. I was like, you better not say he's a good director.
He's a big movie fan. And especially in Violent Shit Infantry of Doom, which is it's not like I think the best Violent Shit movie is the new one, the Italian, the remake that has way more quality, etc. But this is my favorite Violent Shit movie because it homages all the stuff I love. I love the soundtrack. It was my first splatter movie that I watched. Like, this is the DVD I have since 2001. After I borrowed the VHS from a buddy from school, and I said, like, I need to have this movie. And then they came out with the DVD set of the trilogy. And of course, the quality crazy. But hey, it's not the only Violent Shit thing. It's like you still have Violent Shit 4.0.
I saw that. I was like, "This is a 4?"
There's a 4. That is not that old. That one is from 2011.
Damn. So that's even longer gap.
Yeah, and this is also this is like a post-apocalyptic.
Hey, so
where,
is there a 5th one?
Sort of.
So I'm assuming the 5th one is coming because they gotta do one every decade.
I mean, first of all, there was like a sort of 4th part that is not named Violent Shit, but it was sort of similar, but it just was like the alternate title that's Violent Shit 4, but it's its own thing, which is Nikos the Impaler. Which actually takes part in the Big Apple in New York.
Oh shit.
However, then the 5th Violent Shit, I wouldn't say 5th because Karl the Butcher, who was always portrayed by Andreas Schnaas, by the director himself, has a cameo in Unrated the movie.
Oh.
But this is basically like somebody's trying to make a movie, then they find an old book at the set, and the book is summoning all sort of evil stuff. So you have the Incredible Melting Man in it, you have Karl the Butcher in it, you have the Undead Templars from the Blind Dead in it. So you're having like a lot of horror homages to that one, and this one is hilarious as fuck. Also, of course, with some old German porn queen in there. And then you have the Italian remake, which is actually, I think that one came out 2015, which is actually, I think, it's called Violent Shit the movie because, let's face it, this is the first Violent Shit movie. All others are
underground
and Labor of Love. But yeah,
Can
let's
it
get.
really be like violent shit the movie? It's just, is it more violent than the originals?
It's I mean it's violent as fuck,
Hey,
but it's more like a classy, classy.
there ain't
It's
nothing
like
classy about it.
it's because it was made in Italy. It's a mix. It's like an occult giallo. It takes the supernatural parts of the old violent shit movies, which it turned to be, but it also take Carl the Butcher back to the roots by being like a murderer, like Violent Shit 2, for example, which is the first real watchable violent shit because the first one the quality is so bad you're gonna get blind by watching it. Violent Shit 2 is actually like. Basically it's like a German Jason, like the slasher, like a German slasher, and with the third one it goes like bonkers, great, like yeah, I mean the third one you have ninjas in it, you have flying the flying guillotine in it.
I was like, the second half of this film was like, where the hell did it go? I thought like they were gonna be hunted and stuff like that,
And
then
then
you
all
get
people
the
dead from the beginning.
yeah, like the main two guys who was captured at the beginning with their third person.
Yeah.
You thinking that they're gonna be the lead ones to try and get off there? Ah, these fuckers died.
No, it's like, I mean, this is also what happens, I think, when you shoot a movie over 6 years. It's like it changes, and like Andreas Schnaas said, is like, well, I love Eastern so much, I just wanted to make the second part basically like a homage to all the Shaw Brothers movies. And I mean, you notice, when the ninja comes, they have some really weapon skills, like for real.
And they got their asses whooped. Them some lame
Still,
ass
yeah.
ninjas, man.
Do you know where they got their weapon skills?
Where?
Like Andreas Schnaas is from Hamburg.
Really?
And you know who had a martial arts school in Hamburg? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Mark das Cascos.
Oh,
Crying Freeman.
damn. That movie's not coming to my mind, but
The Brothership of the Wolves.
no. I'll probably have to check that out.
But Mark das Cascos is a very, of course, very, very famous martial arts actor. And since his family moved to Hamburg and they lived a long time, he had like a martial arts school there. So these are students of his in violent shit free.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah.
I've probably seen him, but it's not coming to mind.
Crying Freeman is a fantastic movie. If you haven't watched that one yet, you gotta watch it. Also, Brothership of the Wolves.
But yeah, when the ninjas came and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Now it done went kung fu on me, man. It went from violent, gory murderers to straight kung fu action.
That's the thing. In this movie has Tucan Pedro.
Hey, you went for a treat here, Two-Gun.
This movie has sexploitation in there. Then you have basically campsploitation. Then you also have zombies are in it. And of course, then you also have the Eastern movie. And a little touch of barbarian sword and sorcery action, because Andreas Schnaas decided to make his character in this movie more sort of a barbarian, since he's a big Man of War fan. And when you see the album cover...
I definitely was getting Man of War vibes throughout that concentration camp.
Yeah, like he's a big Man of War fan, and so... He make Carl the Butcher in this movie like have this barbarian style.
Oh, he was campy as fuck though. I was like, man, the guy looks scary, but he doesn't look too intimidating.
Yeah. And of course, then you have his father, Carl the Butcher Senior, which is basically just a zombie in there. Well, he's also a Meister, so if Shonaf would have fought like Carl the Butcher Senior.
I don't know, man. I was questioning like, how's this dude fighting at the end? I was like, and why was the suit he wearing look like CP3PO from Star Wars? Like, what the fuck was that?
oh, it is what it is. But what you can see truly is, I think everybody had a great time doing this movie. Like all the whole infantry, like all the soldiers that Carl the Butcher trained, basically they were all people just read like first of all some friends, but also like there was like in the newspapers like, hey, you want to be in a movie? bring your own military outfit, and we give you a mask, and you get some food.
They just felt like add-ons. They didn't feel like they added anything but just being there.
Yeah,
having a good time.
Because he really wanted it to have like this grand feeling as they're really being an army, and you know, when you don't really have a budget. And then other thing is you're shooting it over 6 years. You know, while they are building up that camp over and over again, local youths always destroyed it again. So it's like, this is really, you know, it really was like tough to finish this movie, but he finished it. Hey, and it's out there. It's crazy.
Hey,
and the other thing,
when you have a scene where a man is getting punished by grabbing a fucking meat hook, hooking that shit up
in his
ass crack, and pulling out his fucking spine, that shit had me fucking rolling.
Yeah.
Like they could not, you can't not do this movie and not finish it after that.
Yeah, that was his goal. You know, he's a big splatter fan, and he said he wanted to have some stuff in there that hasn't been done yet. And in German we have this saying: if you know, threaten somebody, it's like "Ich reiß dir den Arsch auf," which means I rip your ass open. And he said, like, why not doing it like it's a German idiom, so why don't use it finally? And also like the guillotine kills. They're actually really well made, and it was a real guillotine.
The first one was good.
Yeah, it was a real guillotine that Andreas Schnarr's grandfather built in his basement.
Hey, I know if I was those poor suckers that got guillotined at the beginning, I'm like, thank God they taking me out.
Yeah.
Shit, fuck this.
That was a fast step, like.
Now, the three guys, because I watched this listening to it in pure German language. What up, Al?
Yeah, I think there is an English DVD.
Yeah, it's called like Zombie Doom, the American version. Zombie Doom. And the thing is, zombies have only like 15-20% of the time in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's misleading when you look at that title. So I'm like, yeah, that's a weird American title.
I think Varangian 3 Infantry of Doom is actually like a very accurate title.
It's way better than what the North American release got.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched this in German language, so I'm just watching the movie and just think in my mind, like, all right, he's saying some gibberish shit, and then they kill people,
Yeah.
And the three guys that got caught by the whole infantry, I was like, yeah, somebody's gonna die. They had a showcase of people that they was gonna kill, and the first thing that made me bust out laughing was when they hooked that dude's face and they split it open.
Yeah.
And you hear the scream sound effect, and you see his eyeballs sticking out, and I'm like, it was so comically funny, like.
Yeah. Because it's also, especially back in the day when they shot this movie, late 80s, early 90s. Let's say it's like the German Republic. It's not like a project that are proudly proclaiming this is made in Germany. So it was like tough, and especially for his saying is it's a splatter movie. That it shouldn't glorify violence. It should make it funny. It's like it's so entertaining for splatter hounds, and I think he really made it gory, but also he made it like over the top.
So explain to me what's their whole purpose.
So their whole purpose is basically the three people in the beginning were like on vacation, and they were like stranding on this island. Here, he, like Andreas Schnaas said, that it's his goal. He didn't want to cast all young guys, so he casted older people. He wanted to have it more realistic. So he didn't want to have like a bowl full of youths, which probably would have been the better to market it. But at that point, he wanted to make that thing realistic. So, and then they stumble on this island. This island is like a secret base of the mass murderer Karl the Butcher, who had like a Jason like slaughter in North Germany, and now he's training like a whole army to bring his like murder ways everywhere. So they stumble upon them, and they immediately get arrested by the guards from Karl. Then they bring them to the camp. Meanwhile, at the camp, there were some traitors that Karl executed. This was with the guillotine and with the swinging hooks, where the face and the torso were like ripped apart.
Yeah, that torso was crazy.
And then he says, we are all fair here. Like, we are fair and reasonable, as you can see. So you're getting a fair chance. We're gonna hunt you for sport.
Bro, where the fuck was the hunting? I ain't see them hunt. I literally thought when they ran away that they was gonna give them some time and then they was gonna hunt them down.
Yeah, that was actually the plan. So one of the captured people like was a little bit too cocky and got then executed. So he had like two people left, and also one of the officers of Karl the Butcher who failed at the mating ritual. So like he didn't want to rape the women. So like he failed, so he also had to be hunted. So they are sending the three like on their way, and the official, the former officer, which was like the Asian guy, said, when we're running away, they will hunt us down nevertheless. So we basically have to go on the offense and take over and kill some guards to get some weapons so we can defend ourselves.
Now, initially, as the movie was going on, and I thought that they sent them out there not to hunt them, but to let them be hunted by the area, like the zombies under the ground.
No.
Then the ninjas showed up out of nowhere. So I thought that like he's sending them out there. Yeah, they're gonna get killed by them.
So no, they wanted to hunt them. So, but of course, when they killed some guards, they said like, hey, the hunt is on. Like we're not gonna wait for it. And the zombies were experiments by Dr. Seniors. That one guy with the similar mustache to the Mustache Man.
He definitely like a Hitler like.
Yeah, that was also the joke, like to have like this crazy scientist that is experimenting with humans as part of the villains. So and the actor, like he played the shit out of
he even in German, I was like, yeah, he's overacting. He's hamming it up.
So basically, then they got the weapons, and then their first horde of zombies comes. So the two people from the beginning are getting scared in the moment and running away from the group. While Leon, the other guy who failed at the mating ritual, was there were like these two former friends who were also resisting Karl the Butcher, and he was like, "Hey, you're still alive? Yeah, we were out there and we were waiting for you."
Now, watching this film, these guys just came out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, they came out of nowhere.
They came out of nowhere, and I was like, "What is this? We got some new characters involved." And then the two previous guys that at the beginning,
which is also funny because the two guys that were introduced in the middle of the movie are the only people who survive in this movie.
It's my mind-boggling how you introduce 2 new characters and then eliminate the other 2 characters that we started out with.
Yeah, this happens when you make a movie over 6 years. Like, so.
And then they both died.
Yeah.
Another funny part
Yeah.
was when the younger person got his head split in half.
Yeah, and he was like holding together.
he puts it back together. I'm like, how? Your brain is split in half, and yet you got the thought to put it back together.
Well, there are zombies running around here, so something is clearly supernatural.
And then the old man got split in half, and then they chopped his head in half.
Yeah.
I was like,
of course, before that scene, when they talked about how Liam got in this situation, he explained like the mating ritual, which was some gnarly sexploitation with torture. The 2 women, they shot this was actually the first thing they shot for the movie.
Good.
So you can also see Carl the Butcher Senior having like a completely different makeup. So this was still early in the production when they didn't know yet how to make him, but they explained, of course, hey, it's like in the past, and he got even more zombified after that. The 2 women were actual hookers. They hired them for 2 days. Those were hookers in Hamburg at that time. You could go out there and get them if you wanted to. So
they sure did exploit the hell out of those girls.
I mean, when you pay for 2 days.
One of them, I was like the blonde. I didn't even know it was a woman until they stood up. Like, wait, that's Ellen DeGeneres. That's the first thing I was like, what the fuck? And then the brunette, she was like a little older, but I was like, they gave her all the close-ups, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You had one skinny blonde and then one voluptuous brunette. And I'm like, they gave her all the clothes. Even the camera angle from the bottom. I'm like, really?
I mean, being an old hooker at that point in Hamburg, which is basically in Hamburg is basically the I wouldn't say the hooker. Actually, it's not the hooker paradise; it's the hooker nightmare. But you have there like a whole street which is just brothels. So basically, a hooker this age, this was probably her late heyday being in a movie, getting paid for actually not having to spread it.
Hey, we went from one viewer to 0, so. This is hilarious, man.
This movie is crazy, and you can also see the difference in quality between shots. I mean,
bro, there was so many shots where they kept repeating the same shot.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. The thing was originally, Schnaas wanted to shoot everything on Super 8, with 8mm film. However, the camera was defect, so almost everything was destroyed. So he salvaged what he could from the 8mm, which is sad because if this movie would have been shot wholly in Super 8, you could have done a lot more with it. But the rest of it was just shot with video cam.
Yeah, you could definitely tell.
Yeah, so this was the alternative they had. So, but yeah, it's a miracle that this movie got made.
It's a miracle. Like I said, the stuff they were shooting for 6 years, you had to get this shit finished.
Yeah. At that time, I didn't know it back at the time, but later from interviews with Andreas Schnaas, where he said that, not a lot of people thought that this would ever see the light of day, but they did. And the movie got even dubbed in Japanese. There's a market for this internationally.
Hey, when you have some kung fu action in it and 3 Asians, you might as well go full bore and get marketed to Japanese because it's got kung fu in it. Like this movie go from a splatterhouse film to a kung fu splatterhouse film.
Yeah.
And the whole battle against the zombies was holding their own. I'm like, oh, these zombies tough as hell.
And actually, the zombie
these zombies put Walking Dead zombies to shame.
Yeah. And you can clearly see that, like Andreas Schnaas is a big Fulci fan, so the zombies acted very Fulci-esque, which I really love. I still remember it to this day. You know, it was like the first year of business school, and we had like this guy in class who, from his older brother, he got like all the splatter movies on VHS. So that's like the first time I thought, yeah, Violent Shit 3, and it was like, hey, you got more. Like, it's like, so you get any more?
Got any more of that cocaine?
Got any more of that splatter shit? And he got, so this was like the first time I watched zombie pornos, like Porno Holocaust with from D'Amato with Laura Gemsa, which is actually one of the best zombie horror films out there. And that's also where what was this really sick movie? Which Violent Shit is very harmless against. I think it's a movie that was even forbidden in a few countries.
Shit, I won't be surprised. There's a whole lot of other gory stuff out there.
Yeah. I kind of forgot the name of that movie. Great. But that's the good thing in Austria, we don't have any movie laws, so as long as something is not like a snuff bullshit or something, they can release it.
Put it out there, man. Put it out there.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
also like I said, it's also like one of these editions is it's since the German movie laws are so tight. I mean, they were able to shoot in Germany, but you can only sell it in Austria and Switzerland.
Wow.
It's like Verkauf und Verleihen nur für Österreich und die Schweiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Customs will check and see if you shipping that out the country. They're like, nah, you can't.
But actually, Violent Shit 4, you know, Carl the Butcher vs. the Axe, it's very low budget, but it's also really fun since you're having like a lot of German underground musicians involved. Like there's the Hirntod Posse, which are very famous like horrorcore and German rappers. Which they have some great CDs out there. I think I showed you the video once, the Folterkeller der Zombie-Nutten.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video.
Yeah,
like and those guys are also involved in the movie.
But man, the whole thing would become, once the movie became a kung fu action flick, I was like, now my interest peaked because you know these guys kicking ass.
Yeah, and you can really see, you know, the influence.
I was like, I was like, hey, Ricky O crossed over to Germany now, man. He punching heads off and cutting people in half.
And then this movie is like, how long is it? 80 minutes, 70 minutes?
About an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and you know, even if you don't understand the language, it's like you're not getting bored.
Yeah, and you'd be questioning stuff like the whole sex thing and the stuff, the sex slave, the fucking toy. That shit has like, what the fuck is this shit? They went to Toys R Us, got a little animal figure.
Got it like a muscle, figure. Like a 5.5 inch figure, a bootleg figure.
They started in a way where it's running towards the girls. I'm like,
it was a demon spawn. A demon spawn.
That shit was a figure. I ain't see it make no moves. I ain't see it move. Nah, they had that shit gnawing at the girl's breast.
Yeah, and then back in the days, those 5.5 figures were not articulated. Like you couldn't use the arms so good.
I'm gonna ask you this: did you have that demon spawn figure?
I don't have the demon spawn figure, but I have the Savage He-Man.
I sound like BB had that figure, man. He buying shit.
I wish. I still try to find like one of these Infantry of Doom masks. That would be really cool.
Hey, that's your cosplay right there.
Oh yeah, it's a very easy cosplay.
Hey, like, look at BB's Infantry of Doom. He's about to start some violent shit, man. Stay away from that man.
But yeah, like this is the movie that started like my whole my whole quest of being like a splatter fan.
I'm all for splatter. I mean, I've seen movies like Pieces and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So splatter's no problem for me.
Yeah.
But this movie is like, it's splatter with a high dose of comedy. Like, you can't laugh at some of the stuff they did.
Yeah, I know. It's always so funny also when you see some, especially like somebody not from Germany watching this movie. I think that there's also like this really funny review by a cinema snob out there. It's always so funny to watch, like, to see somebody like watching this movie like, I don't know what they're doing, but
like I said, I ain't understand dialogue. I'm just watching it and taking it in for what I see.
And I knew, like, you know, having like this birthday stream is my only chance to ever get this movie.
Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Hey, it's your choice, and I get to see something that is outrageous. It's ridiculous. It's new, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna watch it again. Like, oh man, I'm a fan of this.
I at least watch it once a year. It's like it always takes me back, you know, where it's like it is when how old was I, like 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia trip for you. So
yeah, totally, absolute nostalgia trip. And
but I definitely got a kick out of some of them scenes, though, man. And then the kung fu action, and then the last the ending part when they just raided the camp. I'm like, yo, 3 guys raid their whole camp and fuck everybody up.
Well, let's say Carl the Butcher was not a good trainer. Like,
and it makes it seem at the beginning of the movie where they walking around and stuff. Like, yeah, they on their post looking out and stuff. These 3 guys come in there and blow your whole shit up.
Yeah.
One of them died. You know, the younger one that you mentioned. He died, but he still was able to get his last laugh in.
Yeah. It's like, this is actually the craziest thing that one confused me so much when I watched it for the first time, where I'm like, so it's like, who's still alive? Like, they killed that one, and they only left are the 2 guys.
The 2 newcomers, yeah!
2 newcomers that were introduced in the middle of the movie.
Like, they come out of nowhere, and they're the last survivors. And I'm like, how am I supposed to be emotionally attached to these guys? They weren't from there at the beginning. But hey, like you said, 6 years, they like, well, you might as well transition over to, you know, Shaw Brothers style kung fu.
Yeah. And this is also what really got me hooked the first time, because of course I already was a big Eastern fan. Like, I watched every Hong Kong movie that was like on TV when I was even before I was a teenager. And then it's like, wow, like they have kung fu action there, and they have a flying guillotine.
that dude was the most worthless flying guillotine master to ever show up.
Yeah.
He showed up like
guillotine.
He showed up like he was gonna do some damage, and he got wiped out just as quick as the fucking.
He got himself decapitated.
He showed up with the smoke and everything. You think he gonna start some shit?
Yeah, this is when you put like everything you have like in your equipment, but you don't have any skills actually.
Yeah, they got the wrong one. They should have got the master of the flying guillotine instead of him. The master was blind, but he knew how to throw that guillotine.
Yeah.
And then Carl the Butcher's death. I will say I was a bit disappointed, because when they put that grenade in his mouth, I was expecting an implosion of his head and not his head popping off.
Yeah,
I wanted some violent shit, and they didn't get me violent shit with his death.
They did what they could. And the other funny scene, you know, that one scene where the guy vomits.
Oh man.
That is for real.
That's for it.
That's real vomit. He was able to vomit on command.
So he's like Draws. Rest in peace, Draws. Puke.
He was like drinking all day a lot of liquid, so it really spurges out. So yeah, that's real vomit.
Yeah, all the shit he see.
Yeah.
He probably vomited when they ripped the spine out of that dude.
I don't know. I thought like he vomited after seeing the dailies.
I can't even explain what this movie is. I just know the gory scenes and the scenes that had me like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and that's also, of course, like nobody's watching this and says like, this is a masterpiece. This is like, I mean, of course, it can be It is a masterpiece of amateur splatter, but in terms of like, this is a movie that exists despite a lot of things. However, it is a labor of love, a 6-year-long love to get this done, and you can clearly see that they paid homage to a lot of stuff, and they were very creative. Like you see a lot of kill scenes in there that you usually don't see in a movie of that quality. I mean, the ass ripping open scene is legendary.
There's movies that VCR of Death posts that I have me like. I love his page. I watched the movie that he posted numerous times. I think it was I got the name of it, but remember when I sent you that clip of that dude that looked like Paul Bearer getting his guts ripped out?
Yeah.
Marcus, what the fuck is going on? And he's screaming, his guts falling out and shit. That shit is hilarious.
There are movies out there. I mean, for example, that Mr. No Legs movie. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I know that one. I've seen clips of that film.
Yeah, that one is legendary too.
I think EXO from the early 80s.
Oh yeah, EXO.
That movie scarred me when I first watched that. You know what? The creepiest scene in the whole fucking movie, besides the pregnancy and giving birth, is the fucking action figure walking. That shit.
I mean, you also had an action figure walking while in shit, yeah.
But this shit looked like this shit. The way the actor moved was like legit. It felt like, yo, this is some real life shit I'm watching.
I mean, it's like also it's like you're like, you can't compare Extra with this because Extra is like a big budget movie. like in comparison.
But that big budget movie really like freaked me out when I first watched that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. But the world is richer with movies like this, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, it goes back to the creativity that they had back then. Like they had a mind for creating these films.
Yeah.
And, they had a little power to snort, to really go forward with it. But they had a mind for the creativity and to create something that's new and unique.
Yeah.
And that's what made those movies stand out. Even the underground films that don't really get talked about. That's why I love VCR Death, because he showed me movies that I've never seen.
He's a fantastic showcase, and there's a lot of splatter movies out there that I have not watched, or there's even some out there that I don't want to watch. Like, for example, I think if there's you tell me there's 2 movies I would never watch, it's one movie that I would never watch is probably a Serbian film.
A what film?
A Serbian film.
Oh, Serbian.
That's the title of the movie. And this is mostly because I love supernatural stuff, but when they're just disgusting human killers, that really triggers me. Like when I'm like death penalty for those bastards. So I love everything occult, but I have a really hard time, not because I couldn't stand the gore, but I would get so angry watching movies where like a plain human is like a disgusting murderer because it's like goes against everything that I believe in.
He's a disgusting murderer, but yet he also has rights, and he gets away with it due to the justice system.
This is like you're saying, it's like, oh no, like this is where the second part of my nickname, Vigilante, that part gets triggered. I'm like, no, we need to punish him for scum like this. So, but with supernatural stuff, it's fun. With supernatural stuff, it becomes fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. When it's a person that's doing deeds and not getting punished for it, then I have.
I think that's also a reason why I really dislike Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Man, I can. People talk about that first movie being a classic. That movie it's a bore to get through.
It's boring and it's and also like I'm like, this is like a sort of family where basically the state. You can make some people disappear.
Like the family scene to me is the most like creepiest scene out of the whole damn movie. When she's tied up in the chair and they're talking to her in creepy way. That's the creepiest scene in the whole movie.
And this is like they always
go ahead.
Yeah, and this is always people say, "Oh, why don't watch that?" It's like I don't watch it because I don't enjoy it.
It's a slog.
And like movies like this, and also like they make me angry, and I don't want to watch a movie and get angry.
and like there's very few kills in the film, and I'm like, man, I'm just waiting for some folks to just start dying, but because it's such a small cast, it's more of a psychological film than a horror film.
Yeah, the only example for me. I love Giallos, but with Giallos, I love the detective part of it, like the figuring out, who is the murderer?
The mystery,
the mystery. I love the mystery part about it, even if it's not supernatural. But with just with this plain, I think torture porn is so boring, and I mean, of course, like. If people like it, it's fine because I don't want to go so far and say, you have to censor like a genre. But I consider like a movie like Hostel, I consider disgusting.
Yeah, it's only so much you can tolerate before you be like, this doesn't interest me at all.
Exactly, but there's like the part of me because I'm actually a very like an upright citizen who really despises evil people.
Carl the Butcher was fucking evil.
Exactly, but also it's supernatural, so it's fine.
That man, no matter what, if they were hookers or not, that was some diabolical shit they did.
That was like, if you wouldn't have like the occult stuff in there, like it was disgusting the way it
was like, come on now.
Yeah, that was. And also, like, this was pretty well shot. For like, it was like pretty gnarly. It was like uncomfortable to watch. Well shot.
You could definitely see like certain parts of it was freeze frame.
Yeah.
And.
Like boring in the sense that I think there's nothing interesting about having people talk. Except if the criminals, because then it becomes righteous. Then it's fine again.
Put that on the t-shirt. Man.
Like I say, I'm having like a very unique like a virtue system. I think in D&D you would call it lawful evils.
Well, like I said, my take on violent shit is it's violent shit.
It is. It's like
like you get what you see in the title. And
it really sounds like a working title that got stuck.
they stuck with it, man.
It's stuck with it, yeah. It just stuck with it. Like I say, there's a whole proof that is stuck with it.
I mean, you compare this title to the North American title, and it just leagues better. Like, I don't even know. I understand censorship and saying, "Oh, that's too hard of a title, violent shit." But Zombie Doom, really?
I mean,
and you know what? I looked up Zombie Doom, and you know what I was getting? Fucking Doom with The Rock and Carl Urban. That's what I was getting. I was like, golly.
This movie is more entertaining than the Doom movie with Urban and The Rock.
And I'm one of the few people that like the Doom movie, but understand that it is not a good movie. But God, that American title to this film is just trash. They could have came up with something way better.
I mean,
I would have rather them just call it Infantry of Doom.
Yeah, would really work fine. But yeah, like even there's some crazy, as we figured out last week, there's some crazy German titles of international movies. The wackest shit is like the way they named the Godzilla movies back then. They called it like Frankenstein's Monster Strikes Back. Like, that's
Frankenstein.
Yeah, because it's like, people like Frankenstein, so we just named the movie Frankenstein and they're gonna watch it.
Frankenstein's not even the monster. It's Dr. Frankenstein. Like,
I know.
It's called Frankenstein's monster, but people always assume Frankenstein is the monster.
I know. There's always so crazy. It's the same with. There's so many Dracula movies where Dracula is not part of. And of course, also like all the Django movies, which are not Django movies. Yeah. I mean, history may prove me wrong, but this is one shit that Disney is not fucking up.
I don't know if Disney even want to deal with that shit.
Hey, Kenneth.
What's up? Hey, man.
It's still better than Disney Star Wars.
The guy wearing that CP3PO suit was killing me, man. I was like, bro, where is he getting this shit from? And why was his movement just like CP3PO?
Because he couldn't move in the shit.
I'm like, you put this shit on and then you moving just like CP3PO? Like, bro. Oh my god, bro. This movie had me like I felt like my brain was upside down watching this, trying to process this.
It's like you're watching this, like, this is a German movie, explains a lot of things.
But I like I said, I got a kick out, especially the second half, and when the brutality just went up a notch. But this was an experience, man. When you said we gonna talk this for your birthday, I was down for it. But I'm looking forward to what you want to talk on your birthday film next year, because I was like, he's gonna come up with something even crazier than violent shit.
Maybe unrated the movie then.
Oh look.
This is a movie that wouldn't have been shot in the US in the current in the current state, like with the way they produce the game movie, the way they show like a game movie direct.
Oh man. I might have to have a bucket next to me because I'll be doing up vomit. Oh my god. But hey man, I think this was a pretty good talk. We had I can't really explain nothing more because I think we highlighted all the gory kills. It was a lot. That ninja flying and getting cut in half was hilarious.
Yeah.
What? What up, big bro?
It's like no, it's a movie It's a movie that is 19 or 80 minutes long, which is about 1/4 the time of a forest stream.
What up, Remo? Yeah, man. But I will say, I can't say I recommend it because it depends on people's tastes. But if you ever come across this and it piques your interest, give it a watch. You're gonna laugh and you're gonna say, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then you're gonna say, "I watched this because VV and Puff talked about it." Fair warning. That's all I got to say. Fair warning.
Yeah, it's like I say, I love this movie. It's of course mostly nostalgia based, and since I am a big fan of trash movies like this, but also it's like a movie where I'm like, can you recommend me a movie? And it's like, how low can I get recommendations?
That's why I say, watch this movie with caution. Don't watch it because we're telling you to watch it.
Yeah.
But if you see it and you say, I want to check this out because Sean and VV talked about it, we're just giving you fair warning. There's gonna be some shit in there that have you like, the fuck were they talking about?
There's some shit that's gonna make you Kanye West. Like
they're gonna make the face of when they split that dude's face open. That's the face they're gonna make. But yeah, I was hoping that you would get the package today, but
yeah, I was pretty sure that it's gonna arrive Monday or Tuesday, so probably Monday.
I hate when it's in Austria. I'm like, man, it's right there. Just call the man and say, get the signature and pick it up.
Yeah, but it's like I always know it because I knew if it would arrive on Wednesday in Vienna, then there's a chance it's on Friday here. Because it always needs one day that custom gets it. It needs another day that customs release it. And then it needs one day that they put into the distribution in Vienna, and the next day they deliver it in Graz.
Damn, so it gotta go to Vienna, and then it comes to Graz.
Exactly, because all the custom things go to Vienna.
Wow. So they fooled. They because it went to Germany. I was like, oh, it's in Germany. It's there. And then it went to Austria. I'm like, it's close. It's close.
Yeah, it's like Germany just redirects it, but in Vienna actually customs gets it.
I kind of wish it went to Vienna first then.
Yes, but it's
weird.
It's one European Union of a conglomerate of states, and everyone has a different postal system.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Itchy the Killer.
Oh, we gotta talk Itchy the Killer. I love Itchy the Killer.
I will say that the practical effects in this film are good, but Itchy the Killer is beyond this movie.
Yeah, Itchy the Killer is so well made. Like Itchy the Killer is like a high.
Hey, VV gonna get you some good books, man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Like I mean, I just got this reprint, this German reprint of this nice classic Bollywood cover. The Fu Manchu from the
Nice.
They're reprinting a lot of American Golden Age books,
Nice. But yeah, Itchy the Killer was
Itchy
something.
the Killer is.
That was.
I remember when I watched the movie for the first time, I was like, "Wow, what did you just watch? I love it."
You talk about splatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. that shit was brutal.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite things is like, when they had like this other Yakuza guy on the hooks and then he fried shrimps.
God. See, I have not watched that movie in a long time because of the brutality in it. It's gonna be something to watch it again. I'm like, God, do I really want to watch this film?
I have the limited media book edition of that movie.
Oh man,
That movie was really tough back in the day to get it uncut here, but luckily, that's Austria.
Hey, and since Al brought it up, man, if we talk that movie, Al got to join us for it.
Join us, Al. You're
That's
in
right.
for it. You're in for it.
He's got the itch to talk to Killer.
Yeah. I absolutely love when he's like cheesing on the flowers. When he's watching the movie, it's like he messed with baby.
All right, man. We'll definitely mark it down on the calendar. Maybe that'll be an October film we'll talk. But yeah. Yeah, I did. I like, you brought it up, you gotta talk it. But, yes, we'll be back tomorrow. Of course, we're gonna have a show, Comic Call Crew. And it's funny, these guys are going to the Middle Georgia Comic Convention. They're gonna see fucking Theodore Long and Ron Simmons. Hey,
Damn!
Al, I'm going to Orlando Toy Show tomorrow. We got a photo op with Sting, and Devon Dudley's gonna be there. So I'm gonna try and get a video of Devon shouting out the Comic Call Crew. I'm gonna send that to y'all as soon as I get the video.
Yeah, you gotta build that courage up.
Yeah, that I'm gonna have to do it too, because I'm like, that movie was brutal.
Yeah, but also like in a brilliant way. Like the whole room, when the guts were dripping from the ceiling.
Oh my! I remember scenes from that film, and I'm like, man, do I really want to watch this again? That's why I ain't watching it a long time.
But I also love that scene, when you have like the small guy in the trench coat and he puts off the trench coat and he's like,
oh my God,
build as fuck.
I know, right? Ron Simmons is going to be here in Orlando for the Fanboy Show in September. It's Ron Simmons, RVD, and Lex Luger. And I'm like, damn, do I want to go? I want to meet RVD, but if Al and them meet Ron Simmons, like, I gotta put that on my list to meet Ron Simmons, because I met Godfather last year, so I gotta meet Ron Simmons. That's two members of the Nation.
That was such a good time. When The Rock really got his thing going. And Ron Simmons, I wouldn't say one of the most underrated wrestler, because he clearly is respected by everybody, and he also he wrote history. But it's
that match against Vader where he won the title was so euphoric.
Yeah, but I clearly one of the most underused talent until it became a meme.
And that's a sad thing. I love the damn and stuff, but the fact that that's all he's known for now is damn.
And you also, because you have to have a certain charisma to come back after the Farouk body armor.
The Mega Man look. Oh my God.
Yeah, the Mega look like. But with the Nation of Domination, he also really built something like that felt like menace. It was like a heel stable that really felt real.
Hey, he was shook for a bit because he actually had people from the Nation of Islam come up to him and say, y'all doing right on. He like, oh shit, they really think we Nation of Islam? Oh. That's a tricky thing to try and divert.
But it's also it really says when you're really good at getting something over, how it transcends.
It's just too bad Ahmed Johnson was injury prone and
reckless. It just said that Ahmed Johnson was Ahmed Johnson.
He was injury prone, he was reckless, and he was not that good on the mic.
Yeah,
Like,
he was not the smart. He was not the sharpest tool in the drawer.
And I thought, like, early on, I liked the Iron Man job. He had a cool ass theme song.
Yeah.
The Pearl River Plunge was a cool finisher. It just never worked out.
I mean, you can clearly see at the beginning where you think like, wow, this is probably the same thing that Vince McMahon thought. And with the classical Vince McMahon is like, he got the look, he got the presence, the rest will come over time. It didn't.
It did.
And then the body also went.
And then he went to WCW with Harlem Heat 2.0. I was like, oh my god. He
yeah,
looked like he done ate a whole box of Dunkin' Donuts and shit.
Yeah. Oh,
that was horrible.
Yeah. Which I will do tomorrow, Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Get to meet the icon Sting. What's
Yo,
up,
Mastodon?
I was in the chat. What's going on? Make sure you catch the rewind to hear us talk about this shit, because this movie is outrageous.
It is outrageous.
It's outrageous. But thanks for joining. You know, we're about wrapping things up. We just talked about a couple things.
But I'm really looking forward to Monday, because apparently that your parcel has like almost like 1.5 kilos.
Yeah, it's a pretty. That shit ran me almost $80 to ship. Oh, it's a priority package. I knew it was going to cost a lot, but
yeah.
But shit, those treasuries was like, I needed to get it in that size box.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to the post office to get that size box, and they said they don't have those boxes no more. I was like, what? So it was a good thing that Rico sent me the package with that size box, because then I would have to scramble to try and find the box to fit those treasuries.
Damn. But I'm really looking forward to it on Monday.
Yeah, you got those treasuries, the Shutter book, which I got for you, and Steve's package that's also in the box.
Nice. Looking forward to it. But it's really, I'm so happy to working from home, so the post has no excuses.
No excuses.
Yeah.
No excuses. But yeah, Comic Hall Crew tomorrow, 9 p.m. We'll be discussing nostalgia. You know, it's nostalgia, even nostalgia. And you got nostalgia talking about this film. So
exactly.
So nostalgia plays a huge part in all of our lives.
Exactly. Nostalgia can be a beautiful thing. It can be a trap.
Yeah. You know, it depends on what type of nostalgia you're falling into. But, you know, it's definitely going to be a fun topic to discuss.
Yeah. As we know, there's only one right form of nostalgia, which is we have to reinstate Imperial Rome.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, and Mastodon, man, we're looking forward to having you on the show if you can, because I know we're doing an open mic at the end of the month, celebrating 7 years Comic Hall Crew. So if anybody's willing to join, man, it'd be all our supporters, you, Mastodon, anybody that watched the show, you're all welcome.
Let's
to join.
see. It's so hot in here. I can't sleep at night. Anyway, it's so tough to fall asleep, brother. It's fucking. I'm having here like my Dyson like blowing air at full power on me. Yeah. Otherwise, I would sit here like
be melting.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us, hearing us talk about all this violent shit that's going on in this film. This movie, you can just make a whole bunch of jokes just on the title alone. And
if you really want to watch a quality violent shit movie, there's the Italian remake. The other ones are all awesome trash. Never watch the first one. The first one gives you like eye cancer.
Awesome, man. This birthday weekend. My father's birthday is on the Friday that weekend, the end of the month. That's why there'll be no show. Because, you know, I'm going to celebrate my father and my aunt's birthday.
Naturally, that is absolute priority.
And then I'll be going to the Tampa Bay Comic Convention that Saturday. So I'll be back in time to be on the show.
Okay, so when we do the next show, is it?
Next week.
Next week, okay. Do we have any plan what we're talking about?
We'll come up with something.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something. I had a movie on my head, but it's not even there no more, so it'll come back. But you know, we always come up with some good.
We come
good
up with
movies
something. And worst comes worst, we're gonna talk the Barbie movie.
Oh fuck! I don't know about that.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I have to watch it.
Maybe Vampire Hunter D, the original anime.
I haven't watched that one since I discovered Varangian 3.
Damn.
It was the same. It was so tough back then to get all these anime because there was like
Yeah, it was.
on DVD. We had.
But I know growing up in Brooklyn, there was a couple of spots where I could go and get some anime tapes. I watched Dragon Ball Z before all those episodes came over to America.
Yeah.
Like the Cell Saga, the Android Saga, all that stuff. America, Dragon Ball Z was on hiatus, and I was able to get ahead and watch the Japanese tape. So
it's so crazy expensive, like the imports here. Like I remember that in school break, we got the news that they just got in the recent record of Lord of War tape. So we ran in there, and I managed to get one because everybody wanted it. The shit was expensive as fuck.
yeah.
And I also remembered when this is another one we may have to talk in the future. I remember when I got the movie, and I was like, oh, this is like the interesting cover. It was Urotsukidoji, the Legend of the Overfiend, which is basically like almost tentacle porn, like in a Lovecraftian way.
That hentai tentacle porn.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, the tentacle porn now, I guess.
I'll never forget watching hentai for the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this shit?
Everybody out there that have hentai, you gotta watch the classic Cool Devices. Thank me later. And of course, one of my most favorite mangas that I read, Bondage Fairies or Fairy Fetish.
I've seen Bondage Fairies.
Yeah. Ever want to see a fairy get fucked by a spider?
Oh my! I remember somebody shared the page on Instagram. I was like, yo, this is some diabolical spider. I forgot what it was, and I know the person who shared it, and she's not even on Instagram no more.
I wonder why.
Nah, but she's a real cool person, and she was going through some issues, and she disappeared. And
yeah, I mean,
I hate when people. Yeah, that's the one thing, and I know I haven't been active on Instagram, but when people disappear that you really connected with, and they ain't posted, you start to worry about, man.
Yeah,
something happened to them.
It's scary. But everybody who likes Bondage Fairy can't be a bad person. So must have been a cool person.
Yeah, she was real cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it was you know, this first year of business school, you're getting out of your small village into the big town, and suddenly you're confronted with splatter and hentai.
Can't go wrong.
I still remember that it was like we had like when we had our first year, the school just got internet. So we so basically we had free internet in school, so we always stayed after school longer and downloaded porn on diskettes, on floppy disks. There's not a lot of space on floppy disks, so everybody got this huge package with floppy disks. And there was this site, and back in the day it functioned, I don't know if it functions, like freecartoonsex.com. And they had like Pokemon porn, they had Sailor Moon porn on there, Neon Genesis Evangelion porn.
Trust me, I remember all that stuff. We all during high school and stuff went through that.
And we were like putting it on a floppy disk.
Especially when Tomb Raider got popular and people was going to Nude Raiders and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember we were all in the room. Everybody is downloading porn, and it's like because we knew the computers better than the teachers back then, so they had no idea how to block these sites. And I remember the principal walking in the room, and everybody was like, they're frozen. We're looking, and he's standing in the front about how proud he is, how much time we commit after school to be here and to learn, and we all like. And because we're so hoping that he's not going through the roads, because back in the days with these slow computers, you could not just like
you could
you could not just like open the different tabs. This was before the fucking tabs were a thing. You had so many browsers.
Were slow as fuck,
they were so good. And you had like 10 windows of browsers open. There were no tabs back then, and it was so slow to switch like to an innocent one. I remember that there were some games that introduced like a button so you can press it and the game goes down quickly, like so you don't get in school busted.
Man, you took me back. Those computers were slow as hell, man. We scrambling like, trying to get that shit closed down.
Exactly. Nowadays, all the youths, you just go, YouPorn, like X Hamster, or like all these sites I don't know. All these sites are just.
You just named them all, and you say you don't know. Stop it.
All these sites I know from hearsay.
Hey, it's time to end the stream, y'all. We gonna close it on that though.
We had to work for our porn back then. We had either to sneak in the videotape behind the fucking curtain or download pictures on floppy disks. It was hard. It was hard back then. It was hard to get things hard.
With that note, thank you everybody for joining us through all that craziness. Our brains is definitely upside down after all this. We'll be back next week. We'll come up with a movie topic to talk. But this is your boy Sean. And VV, before we leave, I just want to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your weekend. 40
years old, still the mind of a teenager.
Hey, we stay young at heart, man. No matter how much our body age, we stay young at heart.
I got PTSD from floppy disk porn.
Peace, y'all. Have a great weekend.